Many people care for God's creation. Many people help the environment in many ways. But there are many people and large companies who do not care about the environment, they just care about themselves and the benefit of their company. The environment has changed in many ways in the past few years, some good but mostly harmful changes. A major reason for these changes are from the effect of people on this earth. That is why we interviewed 3 people to see what they had to say about how the environment is being treated. The first person we interviewed was fed up with how the environment and animals were being treated, so she went vegetarian for 12 years.
Experts estimate that we are losing 137 plant, animal, and insect species every single day due to rainforest deforestation. That estimates around 50,000 species a year. How can we fix this problem and conserve the environment?
We could do this by outlawing, which they do try, trophy hunting and logging. A lot of the deforestation is due to people being greedy and wanting more money. So they're tearing it down to either build things or get the lumber and ship it off and sell it. They kill the animals either for trophies, some get it for the skins so that they make a lot of money off of it. It's really just all about the human race and the greed that we've discovered. We're very greedy, do everything for money. We don't care about how it affects other people, just how it affects themselves and how much money they can make off of it.
How have people treated God's creation and how is it affecting the environment?
I think people are not very nice to the environment anymore. We take it for granted. We're not very nice to its creatures. There's a lot of abuse and neglect in the world. The environment's affected by global warming. There's a lot of trash in our oceans that's killing off our wildlife, our marine animals. Sea turtles get caught in the plastic, and dolphins drown in nets because we're trying to commercialize everything. We take without giving back.
When did you personally become concerned with how the environment is being treated?
When I was about your age, in high school. I was given some pamphlets and flyers on how cruel people in the farming industry treated their animals before slaughter. And I did not like it. And due to the readings and some research, and I did a research paper on it, and I could not eat meat for 12 years.
The next person we interviewed was a pet store owner, pilot, and farmer, my dad, Gary Herzog. He invested a major part of his life to helping animals and has a great deal of experience and knowledge in agriculture and other aspects of the environment. Alright, Dad. With your knowledge and experience with animals and owning a business dedicated to them, explain how you feel we should protect their rights and how it will benefit our environment and ecosystems.
Well, that's a multifaceted question. A couple things come to my mind, and that is when it comes to talking about animals and livestock, animals in particular, we have to have it in a sense of being sustainable. And we have to treat all animals, whether they're wild animals or domesticated animals, with respect. And if we do treat animals with respect, they're healthier, they live longer, they produce better, and they avoid the diseases and a lot of the other problems that come with animals that are under high levels of stress.
Thank you very much. Alright, Dad. Because of your job as a pilot and a pet store owner, How do you see disrespect or cruelty to our environment in animal abuse or pollution? And why do you feel like it is harmful?
Well, the two things that I see, let me first talk about when I'm flying. I have flown over areas of the United States where I see, especially out west where it's very dry, and I see the massive drop in some of these big lake levels in the Colorado River, where the drought has now caused fires, and I'm seeing a lot of smoke out in the environment, and it bothers me greatly because people are not accepting the fact that global warming is increasing the temperature of the earth. It's causing major weather shifts, major weather changes, and we're seeing fires, and we're seeing destruction of God's creation out there. And if we don't do something soon, I'm afraid what might be the future. As far as a pet store owner, what bothers me probably the most in God's creation is greed, or a lack of education and greed, where people don't want to spend the money to take care of animals correctly. They don't want to spend the money to take care of God's creatures. And what happens is the animals suffer. And I have personally been on some horse rescue situations where the animal hasn't been fed properly for weeks and was starving. It was literally skin and bones. And just this lack of attention to God's creation it breaks my heart.
Thank you. And as your involvement in the pilot part of your job, have you seen any correlation with the environment while you were flying over California with the forest fires?
I have seen many actually fires to the point where the ground was obscured from the smoke from the forest fires. And when I say ground is obscured, I'm talking hundreds of miles of smoke blowing into the direction downwind. It's significant, and when you see how dry the earth is, and you see the lack of green vegetation, and the fact that could catch fire very quickly, we see the destruction from the air. From a pilot's perspective, we see the destruction on a grand scale, and it's